So I did a video a couple of weeks ago on a dash cam by Mangoal. This company right here, Mangoal. So I was so impressed with their dash cam. I was really impressed. It was like one of the best ones that I have tried as of late. I mean, they had some really nice features. The cleanness of the install. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll try to leave a link down below. If not, go check out my channel and check out the if you get one that is designed for your car. So the thing is with me is I have two identical cars. They're just two different colors. So I, can't do another review on the same camera, right? So me and Mango, we got together and they decided to go ahead and send out their universal one to me. So the company is called Mango and they specialize in dash cams. The big thing with them, different from other dash cams, is they make dash cams that are designed per car. So if you have a Ford Focus, like one of my cars is a Ford Focus, and you want a dash cam and you want to make it look like it's OEM stock without all the wires hanging everywhere, then they make dash cams that are directly for it. So if you drive an F-150, they have one for you. You drive a Jaguar, they have one for you. But if your car doesn't have one, and that was one of my things I got with them on, is what else? What about all of us that don't have it? Well, they have the universal, which is what this one here is. Right, just some hardware install. They do include a 128 gig SD card. They do include the OBD adapter right here. So this plugs into your OBD, and it is what powers on the dash cam. But for this install, we're not going to actually be using this one. I'm going to be using a direct connect, the front camera, which will open them up, and then the hard install. So what this does, and I'll show you here in the video whenever I install it, what this right here does is this actually plugs into, you find one of these right here, and you plug this into your fuse box. There's a fuse here, so you want to make sure that it's a 5 amp fuse. Put your 5 amp fuse here, and it will power on, and then you run this where you're going to run it, and then you have no wires, and whenever you turn on your key, the dash cam will come on. For parking mode, because it does have parking mode in it where it records the car while it's in parking mode, this right here gives it constant power, just enough where it's not draining your battery. This of course is separate, so they do have this as well. Kits like this make a real clean install that I even have one on my radar detector as well. So this right here is the rear camera right here. So now to the main part right here, which is going to be the dash cam itself. Look at this thing. Look how small that is. That fits in the palm of my hand. That's how small that is. Look at this. Look how small that is. That is very small. Again, I'm going to go ahead and leave the tape over the screen right there so I'm not scratching up the screen. This 3M tape that they use is like secure. It is really good. Here on the side, we have a power button if you want to hit the power button, and then we have a camera button to take a picture. And then on the other side, we put in our SD card. So in this video, I'm only going to show how to install the direct kit on this video here. If you want to know how to run all your wires to the complete camera setups, I'll leave a link to the other video down below for the first one that I did. I'm ready to get this thing hooked up because like I said, I know their quality is good. I'm ready to see what their standalone, if it looks any different, if it's on par, all that good old jazz, all that will be answered here in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to be setting up the Mangoal. We got the main camera, we got the rear camera, and we got the Hardwire kit, which is what we're going to install right now. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find out where we want to put our camera at to be the most out of the way, out of your field of view, and for the easiest for the wires, which I'm thinking about right there will be where I want to put this one right here at. All right, so the first thing you want to do is clean off your windshield, that way it sticks. So mine's on there right now, and then I do have my wires ran in two different directions. I have this one to go for my hardwire and my GPS, and this one here is for the reverse or the rear camera. So what I'm going to do is this one's going to be tucked up here, and then of course this is going to be tucked up this way to go into the antenna, which the antenna is going to go up there in the front dash, and the power connector is going to go into the fuse box, which is on that side of the car. All right, so the first thing you need is you're going to need a light tester, and you're going to need to locate your fuse box. My fuse box is down underneath here, so I'm going to get down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to ground my light tester And then I'm going to turn the key forward and find one that every time I turn the key off, that the power goes off of the light tester, that it goes on and off with the key. That is what we need for our direct connect, because that's what's going to keep it in parking mode. All right, I have other things hooked up, so I do have other wires down here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my light tester, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to touch on one of these fuses and see my light tester lights up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the car and see if that light goes off. So my car is off now and the light is still on. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to repeat this process until I find one that does not come on. All right, so I found one underneath there. It's a 10 amp fuse. So I'm going to pull that 10 amp fuse out, and I'm going to put that 10 amp fuse into this one right here next to this 5 amp. If you notice, the 5 amp is on the wire itself right here for the dash cam. You don't need no more than 5 amp fuse on here. But since I'm pulling it out of a 10 amp, I still need that current to go through and still be a 10 amp. So that goes here, and then your 5 amp will stay here, and then this will go into the spot that you pull out of. So I won't lie, Mangoal gives you a tool to pull the fuse out, but I don't care if you go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's or even Walmart. These things are trash. You need to go ahead and go get you a pair of pliers to get that fuse out. Anyway, so I had the fuse out, and this is what you do. You just put it in there, because that's the fuse that needs to be in the car, and this is the fuse for the dash cam. Make sure that they're pushed all the way down. So there I go, I have it all the way down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this now in the spot that I just pulled that 10 amp fuse from. Okay, so here's the connection that we got to hook up that yellow wire to that we just put in that fuse. Now what we do, we got a red wire as well. We need to take this red wire, and now we can go to any fuse as long as it has power all the time. So if you tap on your test light and there is no light, then do not use it. Make sure that it's one that stays on all the time. This one needs power all the time. This one needs power only when the key turns forward. And then you're going to find somewhere for your ground to go. So you should be looking like this now. You have your red wire, your 2 fuses. You have your yellow wire with your 2 fuses. Now we can connect these to the end that goes into the dash cam. But now we still got to find somewhere for the ground to go. A grounding point can be any of these screws right here, or a screw underneath the foot panel right here, or the kick panel. Okay, fortunately for me, since I'm already doing work in my car right now and hooking up audio systems and everything, I do have a little bolt right here that I can put my ground onto. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up these wires right here and go ahead and zip tie them up here and get them up out of the way so they don't get broken or touch anything else. So before I commit to zip tying everything up underneath there, I'm going to make sure and run this wire here and go ahead and connect it to the dash cam right here and start from up here. That way I don't have no extra slack, and make sure that I have enough wire to run where I need it to run. All right, so if we look here, we notice that the wires are getting really clean, but this is what I was talking about not committing, because now I have this wire here. So as I tuck it down, I'll be pulling that slack out to give myself enough room underneath the dash and to tidy it all up. Okay, before I go any further and commit to any more, I should probably did this beforehand. I need to make sure that everything works. So front camera is working. I believe we hit this button here. And then of course I have the rear camera right here hooked up, and it is ready to be installed. Alright, so for me, it was another great product by Mango. What do y'all think? Leave your comments down below. I mean, the image quality is this to me is on par. Is it a true clear 4K like what you're seeing me come through if you're on a 4K screen right now coming through YouTube because I record everything in 4K? No, but that's every camera right now when it comes to dash cams. No one has it doesn't come across as a true 4K image. So I can't really dock them for that. The big thing here though is they make dash cams for designed for certain cars. So if you have, for instance, a Ford Focus, or if you have a Ford Fusion, a Ford F-150, a Chevy Tahoe, whatever it is, they make them designed for your behind your rearview mirror. So that's what they do. They're designed. So the next one is okay, what if they don't make it for your maker model, or maybe you have an older model, whatever. That's what this camera right here is for. It is a universal and it is 100% on par with the other one. But yeah, 100% worth your money. Go ahead and check out right here. See if this is worth your money here at the end of 2025. I can't believe it's mid-October already. Mid-October, but check right here. Seriously. I'm Thomas with Tomology. Don't forget to like and subscribe.